What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope all's good wherever you are. Before we get started with the video, I want to say a big thank you to all of you who have subscribed lately, liked the video, commented, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. It helps the channel grow, so thank you very much. In this video, we're going to be watching Charlie Kirk debate another woke leftist student at a university. Without further ado, let's get into it.
So there should be two genders.
Correct. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that a child, when they're born, should be raised in a certain mold, or do you think that child should be able to determine what gender it is as it grows up?
I think that child should be allowed to determine what gender that they define by.
So if a child is born with an XY chromosome as a male, you shouldn't raise that as a son. You should allow that child to discover whatever it is.
Yes.
Okay, that's you and I.
They should be allowed to define themselves and define who they want to be seen as.
Great. Okay, so do you think there's differences between men and women?
Yes. There are biological differences between men and women.
But so then what would you would say to a child that's born, you're not going to raise it as a son or as a daughter, you allow it to discover itself. So sons should be allowed to have dolls and whatever happens.
Yes. Are you saying that men should not be allowed to have Barbie dolls?
No, I did not say that whatsoever, but I'm saying there's certain character attributes and traits of how young men should be raised and how young ladies should be raised.
What is this girl talking about? Of course you can't raise a little boy the same way you raise a little girl. We're more alike than different as humans, as men and women. Like if you picture the spectrum like a bell curve, we're very alike in many ways, but at the ends of the spectrum, like we're very different. This is why most of the violent criminals are men. You have to teach little boys how to control that, how to not be aggressive. I mean, just look at the statistics on single-parent households, like on fatherless homes. Let me pull those up. Let's see if I can find those here. Check out these stats. 40% of jailed inmates lived in mother-only household. Now, this is a big number. 85% of youth in prison come from fatherless homes. 71% of high school dropouts are from fatherless homes. You need a man at home. You need a father at home to teach a boy how to be a boy. These are a big reason why when you look at the Asian community and the Jewish community in North America, they're very successful because both parents, they have the nuclear family on lockdown. Most Asian families, the mother's at home and the dad is at home most of the time, and that is how you're going to give your son or your daughter the best chance to succeed in life is by having both parents there, because again, you can't raise them the same.
You are defining that women should be raised in one way and men should be raised in another.
Without a shadow of a doubt, yes. Men should have to restrain themselves from the physical proclivity. Men should to be gentlemen, to never use force unless absolutely necessary. Men should have to mature over a long period of time, to not indulge in their Darwinian proclivity to hurt, to harm, to hunt. And women who are more biologically likely to be nurturers and caretakers should be taught to be ladies from a young age. That's biologically consistent.
So and stay at home.
No, if women want to do something different, that's fine. However, the data shows when men and women are presented with equitable choices, women are much more likely to, you should send that to Venezuela, I don't have that there.
What Charlie's trying to explain to her here is not that you have to teach your daughters to be at home as a homemaker, barefoot and pregnant. And there's nothing wrong with being a homemaker. My girlfriend's a homemaker. She doesn't go to work. But what he's saying is that if men and women are left to their own choosing, we will choose different paths based on biological differences, on character differences. Why do you think nurses are 20-to-1 women? About 20-to-1 women in psychology. Men are about 80% of the STEMs are men. That's why we choose different career paths. I put myself through university working on the rigs as a roughneck. I did roofing. I did a lot of manual labor stuff. The representation there of women was very much zero on the rigs. And look at all these countries and these governments that tried to push egalitarianism, like equality of outcome. It didn't work because men and women, at the end of the day, we are not the same, and we will choose different paths.
Hell yeah.
When men and women around ages 6 to 18 are given the option of what kind of majors they want to study, women tend to go towards early childhood education, nursing, so on and so forth, and men tend to go towards business and finance. Men and women have biological differences.
Because of the way that they were raised.
No, that you and I completely disagree. It's because of the DNA chromosomal structure that is inherent in who they are.
Then why would you have to mold it?
I'll take one.
Sorry, girl.
Wait, what is the toilet
Thanks, I need to
paper?
whip my ass.
Oh, naturally,
Where's
if that's naturally just going to happen, why would you have to
Can I actually get the toilet paper? I'm running low.
Well, they have a predisposition towards a certain behavioral pattern, but goodness must be taught.
Well, goodness must be taught. I mean, goodness is good.
Well, no, I mean, people are broken by nature. You must teach a child to stop crying, or to stop lying, or to
People
stop
are broken
manipulating.
by nature?
Yes.
So you're going by the religious aspects that we
Of original sin, yes, because data supports it. And, I mean, child
So is this
psychology.
a religious thing?
No, I am an evangelical Christian if you want to ask me, but it's a purely secular argument.
Okay, but by stating the argument that people are born in sin, then that is a religious argument and that is outside of politics, and politics and religion should be separated.
Again, so you asked, is it an original sin argument? Yes. People are predisposed towards doing bad by their nature. Why do we have to teach kids to stop crying?
Well, science backs that up.
Child psychology. Jordan Peterson. You laugh? Yeah, one of the most noted published. Yeah, he taught at Harvard. He taught at some of the top schools across the world, and now he's being ostracized because he talks that men and women are different, which is now a radical notion in our university system. Men are better at some things than women, and women are better at some things than men.
Like, have these people never been around children? Or just think about when you're at a restaurant or with your family, even if you have a big family. The parents that teach the kids properly, instead of just neglecting them or giving them the iPad, the kids are much more attentive, they're more calm, they don't just run around kicking people in the shins in the mall. You need to teach people stuff. How is this such a foreign concept? Like, you can't just leave children to their own volition and expect them to just learn to be good. If you do that, if you don't teach people, you're going to end up with children that lie, that cheat, that steal. And men and women, like, we are so different. You just look at creativity, right? When you look at openness, which is what measures creativity in a person, the spectrum, like, women are way more into aesthetics and men are way more into ideas. Men are more assertive. Men are more industrious. Women are more agreeable. This has been studied for decades. What's wrong with the world today? Let's get back at it.
What things are men better at?
Lifting heavy objects.
Alright, cool.
Women are better caretakers and nurturers. Women are more organized. Women mature earlier.
Dude, I'm a way better nurturer than my sister. I work with kids, holy shit.
There are always exceptions to the rule, but the rule exists
Then
for a
there's no
reason.
rule.
So the top,
There cannot be exceptions to a rule because the rule doesn't exist.
no, that's not the case. You have the rule, which is a generally true on the aggregate, but you always have things that are outliers to the data trend. Always. So when you say that men are typically better physically positioned than physically gifted than women, that's true. I mean, if you look around.
I'm sorry. Say that again?
That men are usually stronger physically than women, that is true. The data supports that. Are there women that are stronger than men? Of course. That's an exception to a rule. That's called an outlier to data.
How is that a naturally better then? It's like,
I'm not saying better. I'm not saying one sex or gender is better than the other. They're different.
I can see your point. I can see that men do have more testosterone.
Oh, okay,
so they are
that's what I'm
stronger.
saying. So there's differences.
Yes, but
Therefore, men are better at certain things than women, and women are better at certain things than men.
The fact that they even deny, like, basic biology and men are... I mean, we have the Olympics, right? We have the Olympics. You don't even need to go down and look at studies. Just look at sports, men and women's sports. That's all you need to look at. In the NBA, you got dudes out there dunking the ball 300 times a season. In the WNBA, there's been like 30 dunks in a quarter century. 23 or 24 of them done by the same lady. It's unbelievable. We are not the same. One's not better. Like you said, one is not better or worse. We're just different. Men are better at some things and women are better at the other thing. And that's why you need two parents in a household to give your kids the best opportunities possible. Like, these people that want egalitarianism, Like these people that want to have everything equal, have everybody represented across the board, like equality of outcome. So if you took like a company, say for example, or a university in this case, and at every level you would have equal representation, right? You would have equal representation of women at all levels, men at all levels, white, black, Asian. It doesn't work. One, because it's proven that we will choose different paths if we are left to our own choosing. But what do you do in certain fields, like in the STEMs, where the Asians are very representative at a very high level in the STEMs? Like, what do? Do you have a quota on how many Asians can make it to the top now because you want this egalitarianism, because you want this equality of outcome for everybody? No. You stick with equality of opportunity, which is the right way to do it, and then you let everything else sort itself out. These people are mad. They're just straight up, this is crazy. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Leave a thumbs up, subscribe. I have to record one more video today, and tonight I am off, so when you're watching this, I'll be in Chiang Mai. I'm flying out tonight. It's Loy Krathong, which is a big, you might have seen this, the Lantern Festival that goes on in Thailand. It's right now, so I will be pre-recording a bunch of stuff, getting my arse down there and enjoying a good time. Hope you all have a great day. Thanks again for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Comment down below, but be respectful. Peace out, everybody.